Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I'm downloading another video about Herschel Walker right now. And in the back of my mind, there was something that happened to me, a situation that happened to me yesterday morning that I kind of want to talk about. I'm not conflicted about it, but in the way I was raised, I'd like to think that I have a good heart. I'm a good Samaritan, that I reach out and help people. And having that, I'm kind of bothered by what I had to do yesterday. Let me put the setting for you guys. Also, if some of you have kids, I don't have kids. I grew up in a state park where there was a lot of questionable people that my father warned me about. If you have kids, you might want to think about what I'm saying too, as far as them listening to adults. All right. Anyway, yesterday, so I'm riding up a main street here in the city. It's a city of about 60,000 people. And I'm riding past the bus area where people are waiting to take a bus from here to Hartford, the capital. And it's a kind of busy area. There's a couple of big parking lots. This is the exact area where I had a confrontation with a group of 4 younger adults. There's a video back about 3 or 4 months ago where I had a confrontation. And it's in the same exact area. It's right next to a set of railroad tracks, which I believe, I'm pretty sure, is a gathering spot for drinking and using here in the city. Anyway, I'm going up the road, and I turn to go on a bike path. Now there was a younger guy wearing a backpack. I don't know if his school started here or what. He looked about 17 or 18, African American kid. And I'm coming up to him. I'm coming up behind him, and I'm trying to figure out, it's a bike path. So I'm trying to figure out, I want to go around him, and leave enough, just make enough room so that it's, to be considerate. When I hear somebody yelling, like a faint voice yelling, "Yo, hey!" This wasn't somebody in trouble right off the bat. My gut instinct, because this was the same area, it was like, oh, here we go. It was, something, and you could tell when a voice is in your direction. And I hear, "Yo, hey," So I turn and look, and I see a man about a football field away. So I'm on the bike, so I got to watch where I'm going. And I don't know if he's yelling to me or the kid that I'm going to go around. And I look again, he's, "Yo!" He's got a walking stick or a cane. He's about a football field away. And he's yelling. It's not aggressive, but it's like, "Yo, hey!" And I see now that he's definitely yelling to me. Like, "Come here. You, hey, come here." Now, first thing that goes through my mind, too, is, did maybe I drop something? Is this guy trying to return anything? It doesn't look like he needs help. It's not that kind of, he's not saying help. It's kind of like a, "Yo." I don't know this guy. He doesn't look like he's any kind of distress. It's a demand, like, "Come to me." Right off the bat, this is the bottom line. It struck me. I didn't like the way I was being approached. I felt like I was being called like a little bee. And I think back to when I was younger, and if this was an adult, if I was a kid, if I was 12, 10, 13 or whatever, and I saw this adult saying, "Hey, yo, come here," I don't know, even if with my parents' warning, I don't know, because it was aggressive. And even at my age now, part of it went through my head: does this guy need help? Did I drop something? Is it something he's warning me about? Is it somebody else that's in trouble? The somewhat aggressive nature of it just sounds to me right off the bat. I think of panhandling. It's somebody that just probably has a buzz. It's 10:30 in the morning, and I make a point of stopping and looking right directly at him. Like, "Yeah, I see you." Then I get on my bike, I look again, and I keep going. Like, as if, yeah, I see you, and no, I don't care what you want. I didn't like, I would have had to veer off my path. I mean, I wasn't needed to get anywhere at any specific time. But it made me feel he was treating me in a submissive fashion. not demanding that I come over to him. And it's got me a little angry. It got me. It's probably best that I didn't decide to pedal over to him. It was just. It felt like I was being treated in a submissive manner, and that good side of me, that good Samaritan side of me, part of me kind of felt bad. Like, what if this? What if that? What if he needed help? What if he was lost? But I had to go with my gut instinct, and just the nature, the tone, the way he looked, like when he said he raised his cane and he looked at me. I'd never seen this guy before. I hadn't gone past him that day. I hadn't been anywhere near him. I hadn't seen him at all. I hadn't been anywhere near this area that day. And it still stayed in my mind, because I think if you're a good person, there's part of you that's, that you're compelled, does this person need help? You think it's something legitimate. But in my gut, there was two reasons. And my gut told me that this is somebody that wants something from me, from my past experience. This is something, if I had kids, I would teach them. This gut feeling that people will use you. You have to look out for people that just want something from you. Regardless if it hurts you or leaves you less than you were before. Be careful. There's bad people out there. And then there was the second part of this, where he was treating me. He was acting in a dominant fashion, treating me submissively. And I just was not going to have that. Even it almost got to the point where even if this guy was in trouble, I just did not like the way he was treated. Just the nature of his beckoning. I didn't like it, and in my nature, I was not going to be treated that way. So you're written off, until you could find a better way to beckon people or approach people. I'm going to ignore you. I went back by the area. I was on my way to the library on my bike, and I came back around, and the man was right in the same area. I came around down the street from where I had been, and the man was right in the same area. And like I said, this is down right next to the railroad tracks where I had had some trouble before, and I'd seen a lot of bottles and paraphernalia in the area. And the man was right in the same area, walking around kind of aimlessly. And part of me, I like to believe that I'm a good person, and I would help anybody, but it was just a gut instinct to, it was two things. The way he was, the tone of his voice made, I will not be treated as anybody's submissive. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to allow that. I've learned enough through my life being taken advantage of before that is not going to happen. And it still bothered me for a while. I just wanted to put that out there. I'll see if I run into him again. Like I said, being somebody that cares about other people, it's kind of hard to do that sometimes. But I think sometimes you need to switch that off. And if I had children, or if I had nieces or nephews, I think I might talk about this to them. Just because an adult calls you, or even if an adult says he's in trouble, do not go to them. Do not listen. Go get another adult. Because even as a 56-year-old man, I was drawn to this. Deep down, I was. Your natural instinct is to listen to that. To go to somebody that's calling for that. That's requesting you. Not always a good idea. All right, that's all I want to talk about. You guys have a great Tuesday.